The Short Blanket. One day, King Shamsher decided to host a party for his guests.
King Shamsher, you sure are a great king, but not a fair king.
Teased the Jackal.
Why would you say that, Prince Jack?
Inquired King Shamsher.
Well, you must admit that Witty Harry is your favorite amongst your ministers. And it is not fair to agree to everything he says,
said Prince Jack, clearly mocking the king.
Yes, Witty Harry is one of my favorite ministers because he is the smartest of all. How can you be so sure that he is the smartest of all? Well, as they say, actions are better than words. Why don't you all bring your favorite minister to my room tonight and I will prove to you how Harry is the smartest of all,
announced King Shamsher. That night, the two guests came along with their favorite ministers. They were surprised to see King Shamsher lying in his bed.
Are you not feeling too well, my lord?
Asked a concerned Pasha.
Oh yes, a little under the weather. So here is my task. I want you to place this short blanket in such a way that it covers my whole body,
said King Shamsher. Pasha came forward and tried to cover the short blanket over King Shamsher lying on the bed. However, the blanket indeed fell a little short. It would either cover the king's legs or his chest. Pasha gave up. Now, it was Aunt Piggy's turn. Aunt Piggy tried to pull the blanket and make it longer but failed miserably. Both the ministers gave up, exhausted. There was just no way that the short blanket would cover the king's entire body. King Shamsher then called for Witty Harry and repeated again.
Harry, I want you to place this short blanket in such a way that it covers my whole body.
Harry put the blanket over the king and noticed it covered only his chest and stomach but not his legs. Pasha whistled with his head held high. After all, it was impossible that the short blanket would fit King Shamsher. Just then, Harry said very calmly,
My lord, can you please fold your legs?
King Shamsher folded his legs and was now covered in the whole blanket. Everyone looked shocked. A simple yet smart trick. King Shamsher then laughed.
Did you see, Prince Jack? What a simple solution. You see, most people are smart, but not all are smartest, especially when performing under pressure.
In this way, King Shamsher was proven right again and the ministers were proven wrong. All thanks to Witty Harry. The Real Thief. King Shamsher and his team of ministers, mainly Pasha and Clever Harry, were enjoying a game of chess. Just then, a distressed Minku monkey entered the Jungle Woods palace.
Aha! What brings you to King Shamsher's palace on a Sunday morning, Minku monkey?
Commanded Pasha. Clever Harry noticed how nervous Minku monkey was and questioned.
Is everything okay, Minku monkey?
King Shamsher, as you know, I stored bananas for winters at my home in a safe dungeon. But when I got up today in the morning, I noticed that all my bananas have disappeared.
shivered Minku Monkey.
Please help me, King Shamsher. Please bring me justice or I'll die hungry.
Don't worry, Minku Monkey. We will do all we can. Pasha and Harry are here at your service,
Assured King Shamsher.
Can you tell us if you were out last night or did anybody visit you in the morning?
Inquired clever Harry.
I had a party and there were some 6 to 7 friends who visited my home last night. But they all say that they haven't taken the bananas. I bet one of them has taken it, but who could it be?
Said Minku Monkey.
Okay, why don't you bring your friends here and we will catch the real thief?
Said Harry. That evening, Minku Monkey came with all his friends to the Jungle Woods Palace. They all created noise and tried to defend themselves. King Shamsher ordered them to calm down.
Harry, now that Minku Monkey's friends have gathered here, how will you catch the real thief?
Asked King Shamsher.
Well, the real thief is certainly here, my king,
Said Harry.
Oh, really? Which one is the real thief?
Mocked Pasha.
That we will know by tomorrow morning. You see, I have seen the magical carrots and they have assured me that they know the real thief. All we have to do is hand over these carrots to all Minku Monkey's guests. Tomorrow morning, the magical carrot with the real thief will grow half an inch in size and that is how we will know who is the real thief,
Said Harry. Minku Monkey smiled and handed over the carrots to each of his guests, and they all decided to meet the next day. The next day, all the guests with Minku Monkey gathered at the Jungle Wood Palace. Clever Harry checked all the carrots. They were the same in size, except one carrot which was eaten half. Clever Harry pounced at the monkey.
Huh? There is your real thief, Minku Monkey. Catch hold of him.
King Shamsher looked confused.
How do you know that he is the real thief, Harry?
King Shamsher, there is no magical carrot. I only made up that story to catch the real thief. The real thief was so scared that his carrot will grow by an inch that he took a bite in an attempt to make it even. However, what he did not realize is that only a foolish thief would believe a carrot can grow overnight.
The foolish thief looked down in shame. Minku Monkey was ever grateful to get all his bananas back. King Shamsher was impressed with Witty Harry's clever trick. The Ring Culprit. It was truly the feast of all feasts at the Junglewood Palace. King Shamsher had thrown a party and invited everybody. An array of delectable dishes and the finest juices were being served. And the guests were truly having a merry time. Big Bro, Husna the Hippo, Minku Monkey and Harry danced to the beautiful music. As usual, Pasha and his mother frowned at this sight. Just then, King Shamsher noticed that his precious ring was missing.
Oh no! My precious sapphire ring! It was right here on my finger! Where did it go?
Panicked King Shamsher. Pasha and everyone in the crowd started looking on the ground for the big and beautiful sapphire ring.
Hurry! Search for my precious ring!
Panicked King Shamsher again.
Yes, my lord. Don't you worry.
Said a dutiful Pasha and started searching under the table, as well as inspecting each and every guest.
Well, the ring is nowhere to be seen, my lord,
said Pasha. King Shamsher was now truly worried and called for Harry.
Harry,
Harry quickly joined the king.
Harry, you have to find my ring. It was given by my father as a gift.
My lord, your ring is indeed very precious. Hence, I am going to use my new yoga trick to find your precious ring.
King Shamsher looked puzzled as Harry closes his eyes right in the middle of the party.
My lord, I have seen the ring. I can see it,
screamed Harry with joy and opened his eyes.
Where is it, Harry?
Well, I am new to this yoga trick, but I can see that the ring is stuck in one of the guests' tail.
As soon as Harry said this, Pasha's mother shook her tail nervously. Harry noticed this and rushed to Pasha's mother.
Here is your ring culprit, my lord.
Pasha's mother nervously handed the ring back to King Shamsher.
But Harry, how did you know that she is the culprit who stole my ring?
Well, only a culprit would nervously check his tail and try to hide it again, lest it is seen.
King Shamsher laughed aloud.
Ha 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 ha! Well done, Harry. That was indeed a clever trick to catch the culprit.
Harry smiled as everyone clapped and praised him. Well, well. King Shamsher and his ministers were having a busy day with meetings and guests visiting from far and wide. However, what stunned King Shamsher was the curious case of Minku Monkey, Husna the Hippo and Bhopu, the greedy cousin of Big Bro. The two friends looked very distressed and troubled.
Minku, Husna, what is the matter?
Asked a concerned King Shamsher.
King Shamsher, we have been swindled and we need you to help us,
said Husna the Hippo, bursting into tears.
My lord, Husna and I live around the same neighborhood. But since we live away from the pond, we decided to buy the well from Bhopu, who would be leaving Jungle Woods very soon.
Aha! That is nice. So, how much did you buy the well for?
For 15,000 bananas and 15,000 coconuts.
That seems like a fair deal. I don't see any problem in that.
Indeed it is, my lord. But Bhopu wouldn't let us use the well,
whined Minku Monkey with an angry face.
Well, Bhopu, you have been paid your due. Then why don't you let them use your well?
Asked King Shamsher. Bhopu stepped forward with his head held high and said,
My lord, you are right. The well belongs to them. But
as Bhopu continued, everyone looked confused. Pasha scratched her tail. However, Harry was still listening intently.
they paid me to buy the well, but the water in the well still belongs to me, right?
Cheered Bhopu. King Shamsher frowned. So did Big Bro and Harry.
That sounds about right.
Muttered Pasha nervously.
But that is not a fair deal.
Frowned King Shamsher.
I think it is a fair deal, my lord.
Smirked Harry. Everybody stared at the witty Harry in surprise. Especially King Shamsher. The otherwise witty Harry seemed pretty sly to everybody at the moment.
Is it a fair deal, Harry? How can you say that?
Yes, my lord, he is right. He sold them the well and not the water. Am I right, Bhopu?
Asked Harry politely.
Yes, I sold them the well. If they want the water, they can go elsewhere,
smirked Bhopu arrogantly.
Aha! They don't need to go elsewhere. You see, Bhopu, since you sold the well to Husna and Minku, you are using their well to store your water. So either you get all the water out of their well, or you need to pay them a rent. Now what deal would you prefer?
King Shamsher smiled suddenly, realizing that Harry was again using one of his smart tricks. Husna and Minku smiled in relief.
Well, I...
muttered Bhopu nervously. He was truly left speechless.
So, let's settle this, Bhopu. Will you remove the water from their well?
Bhopu looked around nervously and then got down on his knees.
No, Harry. I was wrong. Forgive me, my lord. Forgive me, Husna and Minku. I was being greedy. The well belongs to you,
said Bhopu and begged for mercy.
You will be punished, Bhopu. And Harry, you will be rewarded for your smartness again.
And that is how witty Harry helped Husna and Minku Monkey get their fair share and make his King Shamsher proud again. Why paws have no hair? One day, King Shamsher was admiring his glorious mane and the silky shiny hair all over his body. As he admired, he noticed that his paws had no hair.
Huh? Why is that I don't have hair on my paws?
King Shamsher pondered all night, but could not think of an apt reason. The next day, he posed the question to his ministers, Pasha and Harry.
I want to know, why is it that I don't have hair on my paws?
Pasha scratched his head and then smiled as he thought of the perfect answer.
That is easy, my lord. You see, your paws need to be firm while hunting for food, climbing mountain. Hence, you have no hair on your paws,
said Pasha. King Shamsher was pretty baffled with this answer.
Why? A king who hunts for food? I don't need to hunt for food. I am the king after all.
Pasha gulped nervously, looking at an angry King Shamsher. King Shamsher turned to witty Harry.
Come on, Harry. Tell me, why is it that I have no hair on my paws? My lord, how can a great king like you have hair on his paws? It is these very paws that generously give food and presents to his subjects. And since you give, there is no hair on the paws,
said Harry politely. King Shamsher smiled and then looked at Harry's paws.
Well, Harry, now I understand why I have no hair on my paws, but neither do you. Again, my lord, you are to be blamed. You give me so much more than these paws sometimes deserve. So, I too have no hair on my paws,
said Harry. King Shamsher smiled again and looked around at his subjects, and none of them had hair on their paws.
But Harry, there is nobody here who has hair on their paws. Why so? That is because when you give me lavish food and presents and I accept them, everybody rubs their hands together hoping to receive the same. Hence, they lost all their hair on their paws,
said Harry, smiling politely. King Shamsher burst into laughter. Indeed, Harry knew how to handle his tantrums with his witty answers.
to watch best moral stories, bedtime stories, nursery rhymes, like and subscribe to our channel.